Welcome back to the program. Glad you're with us this morning. My name is Dr. Salk. This is Fresh Air in the Morning as we work our way through. Can't believe it. We've already made it through Tuesday. It is, wet morning. Say good morning to Jackie Rom. Good morning.
Good morning. I
You
feel
be-
better now.
You feel better now that you have your
I'm
second.
not so-
You have your second date. You have your
No, I
second.
didn't mean that. I mean not so stressed on what you were going to do and say.
What I was going to do to you? I
Yeah.
was well behaved.
Well, okay.
Please, please say good morning to my very good friend Michelle Cordoveg. How are you?
Good morning. I'm very well, thank you.
Nice. We're
Thank
here to
you.
talk about something different this morning.
I know. It's really nice
Yeah.
to talk about a different topic with a very good friend of mine.
Who have you brought?
I brought Crystal Wanga,
Crystal.
and Crystal will tell everything about herself. But we're talking about HR today. That's why I brought Crystal.
Human
because she's
resources.
Human resources because she's the professional in that.
So where are you, human resources professional?
I have different clients on the island.
Mm.
When I started my company a few years ago, moving back to the island almost 10 years ago, 10 days before Irma.
Oh my
Um,
God, that was good
yes.
timing.
As HR manager for DV Resorts at the time, 5 years, and then after that I started my own company.
Brilliant.
So yeah, there the thought of this conference came about.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. Human resources, we were talking a little bit off the air, is I think one of the most overlooked parts or areas, in the business world, because we always think about we have a job to get done, we have a task to get done, how do we make the money, how do we drive things forward, how do we grow the business, and at the end of the day, it is all very much about the people that help you do all of those things, and those are the human resources, right? And we tend to overlook that.
Yeah, it requires big investments actually in order to make sure you have a very solid team. The leaders need to invest in their team, and I think so. So basically, Crystal approached me a while back saying, "I want to organize a conference." For human resources, and this is going to take place on International
HR Day.
HR Day,
Yeah.
May 20th. And so she explained why, which I think you should explain to the listeners as well. And I think it's going to be a great addition annually to St. Martin. So, yeah.
So I guess that's a really good question. Why?
Why?
Why have the conference?
Yeah.
Why is that important?
So to your point, Dr. Sock, you indicated as well, right? We forget that HR, it's not really for me about HR, because for me it's really about leadership, supporting leadership, ensuring that they have all the tools that they need to bring their employees to the next level. So for me, the important thing why this conference is to, on one hand, get HR firstly at the table with the leaders, and as you said, it's about making money. So the first part of it is that HR needs to elevate and needs to evolve, hence the name HR Evolve.
Is the name of the conference
That's
HR
the name,
Evolve?
HR Evolve. We are evolving as a function, but we're not there yet, so we need to continue that. And for us to claim a seat at the table, we need to firstly know what we're talking about. And that means we need to know our numbers as HR. A lot of times HR is like, oh, well, we don't know finance. You need to know finance. You need to know the bottom line is about the money for the leaders. So if you're going to be at that table, you need to know what you're talking about. So that's one part of the conference. And the other part is for leadership to understand the importance of their people. Yes, you have a company to run, you have numbers to hit, etc. But you're not going to do that if
Without
you
the
don't have the people in the right places.
Well, bingo, right?
Yes.
And and having the right people in the right places is only part of it. It's really providing the people in the right places with the education that they need to do whatever the job is that they need to do.
100%.
That's what makes it all
Yes.
happen.
And it's on both sides, right? It's
Yeah.
the employer and the employee need to be on the same page with that, because a lot of employees are like, okay, HR is where I get my vacation, days,
salary
my
paid.
salary paid, and if I need to complain about somebody, that's what I go to HR. They need to understand that HR is a lot more and can do a lot more for them if they're willing to. And the HR leaders need to understand that if you invest in your employees, you can get a lot more out of them as well. And you need to understand them. It's super easy to say, okay, like, I don't care what happens, why you have an attitude, you just need to do your job. And that's exactly right. We all need to just show up and do our job. But sometimes if you see that becomes a problem, you need to deeper than saying you need to just do your job. Like, okay, so how can I help you make your life a little easier? So when you're here, you're in a safe place, you feel comfortable, because that's how they're going to perform. You can't just push it away like, okay, just suck it up, buttercup. And, if it's one day, that's fine. But
Right.
if it's a consistent challenge, then
And to your point, Michelle, having that also employee engagement. It's education of your employees, but it's also engagement. You want them, if they're good, you want them to stay. You want to retain them. You see here in the island, again, working in HR for many years, over 20 years, people just here for sure in the island, okay, I can get $1 more by that company, I'm moving. So how do we ensure that they stay in? What do we do different
Well,
than
this
just
is-
salary, than just money? Because in St. Martin's, just Crystal, show me the money. But we want to do other things.
Listen, from an employer's perspective, right? The last thing you want to do is have high turnover, because every time you lose an employee, now it's costing you more money to train
Exactly.
someone new over and over and over again. If you invest a little bit of time in training and development of your team, right, then they don't leave, and those additional training and development costs far, will outweigh the benefits will far outweigh of having to train somebody from ground zero
Recruits.
over and over and
Yeah,
over again.
exactly.
yes.
And I think to that, it's also more than just that. Thinking about, periods of time that, the human side of it, you lose a parent, like in my case, and at the time, DV was so supportive as a company, as a corporation, Anne Marie Brooks, my GM. So it's also those things that matter for people, why they want to, stay at the company. Do you really care, or are they just a number of the 200 employees that are there?
So we have a
Yes.
big conference coming up,
Yes.
and that is May 20th.
May 20th. Yes.
HR Evolve,
Correct.
and open to
Anybody that is interested in, so it's an HR conference, obviously, but it's not just for HR employees or leaders. It's for leaders, business owners that have an interest in growing and evolving, and understanding the importance of having a well-functioning team. I think that we made it much broader than that. We for first year event, we're super proud of having many sponsors supporting the event. Obviously, Divi Little Bay is where it's hosted. They are a sponsor of the event, a gold sponsor. And then we have another great gold sponsor, which is AFA Software. They jumped on board, very keen to be part of this. So we're super happy to have them. And we actually invited them to be on the radio with us as well, to explain a little bit about why they wanted to be part of it, and what they do to make HR a little bit easier as well.
and that's Rothmar, who's on the line with us.
Yes, it
Rothmar,
is.
Rothmar, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good. You listen. You have I can hear the radio on in the background, so you got to turn the volume down on your side, so we can't hear it. Okay.
Okay.
That's where we get feedback. Not a good thing in the radio world. So
Actually,
Oh,
I
now it's
don't
better.
have the.
hello.
Hello?
Okay. Hello.
Yes.
Now it's better. I
Yeah, it's
think.
better. I think it's
there's
better.
no more people.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So listen. Where are you?
As a physically, I'm in Aruba right now, but definitely looking forward to come to St. Martin. May 20th. I just realized not is it the International Day of HR, but it is also the 12th anniversary of our office here in Aruba.
Oh, Britt, congratulations.
So it's a special. It's a special day for me personally. So I just realized it here at you guys talking.
Oh, that's great news. Great news. So listen, tell me a little bit about, I know you're one of the speakers at the conference, one of the breakout speakers. What are you going to be talking about? What is your area of expertise?
First of all, I would like to thank Crystal and of course Jeanette when they approach us on this idea. We jump at the first time ready to be part of it because we believe in this because this is our bread and butter daily. We helping HR people, business, and departments to be better. That is how we look at it. Personally, I think that HR must be leading in everything because it's funny to hear that HR doesn't have a seat at the table, and when you look at the most important resource of a company is the employees, the people. So it has to start at HR. It has to start with the people. So that is our main reason why we do business, but also why we believe in these kind of conference because it is the time when we come together and support each other and make each other better. So um, during my session, I will go into a deep dive on the data that you need to support whatever decision, whatever idea, because at the end, we do business to make money, but of course, in the process, dealing with your employee and motivating them, you can base all these things using data because data don't lie. If it is black or white, you can change it. If it is a one or a zero, you can change it either. So that is the technical side of it. But I'll try to do it in a very funny way and practical, and that they can take at least one thing back to their core and try to apply it.
Well, that's really the whole thing, right? If you can make it interesting and fun, then people remember it and
Dr.
continue
Fuckers
along.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do that.
Yeah.
we try. We try very.
Yeah,
we
and I
try.
think the whole conference is set up that way. Yes, there's keynote speakers, there's other speakers explaining about their different areas of expertise, and then we of course have the breakout sessions that allow for a little bit more of an interactive session, a deep dive session. Like Rothmar was saying, and we focus on the different areas so that it's interesting for the different people that are coming, right? We want it to be broad. We don't want people to feel that it's only when you're an HR manager. This is for a broader group of people and learning different things. So when people sign up, they can now choose which breakout session they want to be in. And so we have the different ones. One that's more about the data and finance and more the technical side of things, I guess. And then also more the human aspect. So I'll do a breakout session on influencing skills because we find it important that people know how to approach management or the different layers that are in a company, right? You can't just show up and say, I need more money for my team. You need to justify it.
Why?
So
Why?
yes. And I think that was what Rothmar was saying as well. It's like you need to have a little bit of data understanding before you go into a conversation like that. But it's also more emotionally, like how can I get what I want? It's basically the elevator pitch idea because people don't have time, so you have to make your point real fast, which is also why our breakout sessions are short, so we can practice that whole concept. And then the other breakout session is more based on the psychological and health aspect of employees as well. So
Which is also very important. So
Yeah.
the psychological safety, being able and feeling that you can speak up and tell your manager, listen, I don't think we should be doing this. We should be doing something different. And they actually do listen and don't feel like, well, I'm just not going to say nothing. I come and do my job and shut my mouth.
yes.
But really that
Yeah.
part. that
Well,
is so
I think
important.
one of the most important things too, I think to a certain degree, is when you work for a company, you should be able to give your opinion
Freely.
freely, right? But just because your opinion isn't adopted as the corporate direction or the business direction, sometimes, right, you have to say, I don't win all of them, right? I don't win all of the battles.
And you won't.
And but if you're part of the team,
Yeah.
then unless you're asking to be being asked to do something that's immoral, unethical, or illegal, then you have to get on board and make it happen, right?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
and that's not always an easy thing to do.
No, and I think the one word that we keep repeating is people, right?
Right.
HR is people, and it's the managing of people, but it's also how you present yourself as a person, and that whole interaction is what creates the HR dynamic. So that's why it's good for the leaders, it's good for the employees, and growing together, evolving together is what we're trying to accomplish. So I think it's going to be a real fun, engaging day or afternoon. It's an afternoon event because of the people that are going to be there, and people
for sure.
that attend something like this want to grow, want to learn, and the network alone is worth coming for.
For
you know?
100%, just the people in the room.
Yes.
Being in the room with all of your colleagues is worth
Yes.
worth its weight in gold. Let me ask the 100,000 guilder question, if I might, or I should say 200,000 guilder question, just so we net about the same. If folks would like to sign up, if folks would like to come participate in HR Evolve 2026, how do they do that? Where do they go? Where do they sign up? What's it cost? How do they make it all happen?
So they go to the website. The website is www.sxm-hrnetwork.com.
Okay.
There's a link where you can register. It's $135 per person. We had an early bird that closes off end of March, and now we have the price is $135. And you're gonna leave because someone asked me, okay, so what am I getting for that amount?
Everybody always wants to know what am I paying the money for? What am I
What do I
getting?
get?
What am I getting?
Yeah, so all the speakers, so much interesting topics, and everyone that is going to speak. My main thing to everyone is that people need to leave this conference with practical stuff that they can apply in their company. So that's one for sure.
And they will.
And they will, for sure.
Yes.
Networking, we're going to be at the rooftop after that, having a nice, which of course we love in St. Martin to have, nice drinks and snacks at the rooftop of
Never.
BV. So that'll be from 5 to 6. So yeah,
Perfect.
that's the pricing, and that's the
Yeah.
Very
So
good.
you walk away with a full belly and also a full brain with knowledge. And if
Life
you're
is good.
really smart, you have your hands full with business cards as well.
Well,
Because
yeah,
I think
that's-
that's St. Martin is such a great platform. I'm not sure if the same is in Aruba, Rothmar, but if you know people here, it's that's your safety net. That's where you grow. Is by able to being able to reach out to somebody else and say, hey, you told me something about influencing skills. Could you talk? Could we meet? And because I want to make a promotion, or when you do the psychological safety, it's like, oh, you know what? Actually, I can relate to that, or I deal with something like that, and you make things. You put stuff out there in the open.
Yes.
So.
And I want to add to the part of the psychological safety because we have a lot of registration. So grateful for that. But we've seen that there's not many for the psychological safety part because I think it's very maybe abstract thinking. So we've added in a fourth breakout, and the fourth breakout will be the legal aspects of psychological safety as an employer. So if you're not, in the US it's way bigger at the moment because I guess they can sue you. But harassment,
Like everything.
You can look at somebody wrong and you get
etc.
sued, but yeah.
So we do have also a fourth breakout we've added, and super happy to have Gerald de Jong Simmons on board as well to be part of that. So he's also a sponsor. His team here in St. Martin with Valia Pantflet that is managing the office. So he's going to be talking about the legal aspects that we should also know when it comes around to psychological safety. So it's not only about the employee having a feeling, but it's actually, as an employer, your duty to make sure that people feel safe. where they
Well,
work.
listen, you should be able to be safe at work. You should be able to do your job, and you should be able to do it without fear of reprisal, right? And that's all part of growing a business.
Yes.
So HR Evolve, 20th of May. Give me the website one more time.
That is sxmhrnetwork.com.
Perfect. Would love to have everybody come and register, get involved. Rothmar, we look forward to meeting you when you're on the island. We look forward to hearing your talk, and we wish you nothing but success and congratulations. You said 12 years, correct?
Thank you very much. I'm looking forward also to be there, and also to other speakers and the keynote, all the sessions. It's looking very promising, and this definitely will be the first of many. I'm sure.
From your mouth to God's ears.
Yes. So thank you, of course, AFAS, and we want to thank all the other sponsors that are making this possible. Chris already mentioned De Jong. We also have First Response, Global Resourcing, Grant Thornton, Quantum Finance, Telem, Wanna Grow, IGY Marinas, and Performance Management Online. So it's really a diverse group of businesses that obviously see the importance of HR, and we're happy to have their support. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Ladies, thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you for giving us the platform. Yeah.
Anytime, you know that. It is, let's see, 10:31. I'm slightly tardy. What else is new? More Fresh Air in the Morning is on the way. Please stick around. Of course, Jacqueline E. is coming in from Red Piano fame. It's all on the way.